my city. Well, you took me by.
Hello there, everybody. Your host here, Belanger of Honeybees, where we collaborate on empowering truths. Today, I've got some really important public service announcements for you. I was so delighted and so ecstatic to be able to get to go to the Reawaken America tour that was in Phoenix this last weekend. We had doctors, we had scientists, we had worshipers, we had true freedom fighters. Even the Patriot Street Fighter, Scott McKay, was there. And we had Dr. Judy Malkovich and Dr. Christine Northrup and, of course, Pastor Greg Locke, and just exciting researchers, doctors, and worshipers that are freedom fighters that were there. So the biggest thing I want to share with everybody that's on my heart from that show is that we are raising funds to put a billboard on I-15. So if anybody would like to help us get the word out how the jabs are really injuring many people. This number was January 1st, and it has gone way up from then. And keep in mind, this number only represents about 1%, possibly no more than 10% of the actual cases of people being harmed by these jabs. It's a gene therapy, experimental gene therapy, which is against the Nuremberg Code to force or coerce on anyone, especially our children, which they are pushing. They're coming to your schools after your children. So be aware, speak up, speak out, and go on bannersforfreedom.com and let them know that you'd like to donate towards having a billboard put up here in Las Vegas. So thank you so much for helping us get the word out about that. And then also get involved with election integrity, where we have early voting coming up in May. And then, of course, the preliminary votes will be in June. So there's ways for you to volunteer and help that we can actually hopefully make a difference this time and protect our election integrities this time. Be a poll watcher, be a poll worker, adopt a poll, canvass irregularities, help clean the voter rolls, all the dead people that they let vote, all the people that live somewhere else and voted here also, clean up all those. We need also volunteer lawyers for this project as well, pro bono lawyers. That would be great. So that's two things I really wanted to get off at the beginning here. And I wanted to introduce you to my beautiful guest today. This is Jessica Vargas. Jessica Vargas is a two-time Iraqi war veteran who now serves through Concerned Veterans for America under Americans for Prosperity. That's part of their organization. That's correct, right? Or how does that work? How did Concerned Veterans for America and Americans for Prosperity partner up? Can you share that with us?
Can we do this again?
No.
No? We
no?
can?
Yes?
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, we can do this part again. She knows how.
Go in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello there, everybody. Your host here, Belanger of Honeybees, where we collaborate on empowering truths. Today, I've got some really important public service announcements for you. I was so delighted and so ecstatic to be able to get to go to the Reawaken America tour that was in Phoenix this last weekend. We had doctors, we had scientists, we had worshipers, we had true freedom fighters. Even the Patriot Street Fighter, Scott McKay, was there. And we had Dr. Judy Malkovich and Dr. Christine Northrup and, of course, Pastor Greg Locke, and just exciting researchers, doctors, and worshipers that are freedom fighters that were there. So the biggest thing I want to share with everybody that's on my heart from that show is that we are raising funds to put a billboard on I-15. So if anybody would like to help us get the word out how the jabs are really injuring many people, this number was January 1st, and it has gone way up from then. And keep in mind, this number only represents about 1%, possibly no more than 10% of the actual cases of people being harmed by these jabs. It's a gene therapy, experimental gene therapy, which is against the Nuremberg Code to force or coerce on anyone, especially our children, which they are pushing. They're coming to your schools after your children. So be aware. Speak up, speak out, and go on bannersforfreedom.com and let them know that you'd like to donate towards having a billboard put up here in Las Vegas. So thank you so much for helping us get the word out about that. And then also get involved with election integrity, where we have early voting coming up in May. And then, of course, the preliminary votes will be in June. So there's ways for you to volunteer and help that we can actually hopefully make a difference this time and protect our election integrities this time. Be a poll watcher, be a poll worker, adopt a poll, canvass irregularities, help clean the voter rolls, all the dead people that they let vote, all the people that live somewhere else and voted here also, clean up all those. We need also volunteer lawyers for this project as well, pro bono lawyers. That would be great. So that's two things that I really wanted to get off at the beginning here. And I wanted to introduce you to my beautiful guest today. This is Jessica Vargas. Jessica Vargas is a 2-time Iraqi war veteran who now serves through Concerned Veterans for America through Americans for Prosperity. That's part of their organization. That's correct, right? Or how does that work? How did Concerned Veterans for America and Americans for Prosperity partner up? I'm welcoming my guests right now to visit with all of you and to have a discussion on veterans issues and veterans events and veteran organizations in our community. This is Jessica Vargas. Jessica Vargas has served 2 terms in Iraq, and a month ago, or this month you said it's been 20 years ago that you were deployed. Is that right?
That is correct. Thank you for having me here. I'm the Community Engagement Director for Concerned Veterans for America.
Concerned Veterans for America.
I deployed to Iraq twice, in 2003 during the invasion, and I deployed in January 28th. So this is my 20-year anniversary
20 years.
to deploying to a war zone.
Wow.
Yes.
And tell us, how do you think that your time there benefited America?
Well, at that time when I was going, we were going under the impression that they had weapons of mass destruction, and it was shortly after 9/11. So the morale was high, the ideology was high, and my time there personally, when I was deployed there, we did a lot of humanitarian work.
Mm-hmm.
We went to high schools to donate products, we went to schools, we went to churches, we went to hospitals, we built the camps that are currently there. However, it's been 20 years of us being in the same war zone, and although it's not considered a combat zone anymore, our troops are still being attacked. And it's time for us to end the war and bring our troops back from Iraq like we have with Afghanistan.
Well, hopefully not like we did in Afghanistan.
Not at all. It
But
should have been
in a-
done better
Yes.
and more more
Efficient.
efficient, but it's definitely time.
With all of our equipment not left to them. That would be great. Yeah. So how many troops do we have over there right now in Iraq? Do you know?
I don't have a precise answer for that.
I don't even think I realized that we were still there. To be honest with you.
We are still there. Although the Biden administration has said that we're not at war with Iraq, we still have troops that are deployed there and are coming under fire.
Wow.
Yes.
And who is it specifically that are firing upon and attacking our troops?
That I can answer.
You
I
don't
don't know.
Is it Iraqi government or is it more guerrilla type warfare?
From my understanding, it's more of a militia style, guerrilla style, but I can be wrong.
Right.
Like I said,
who knows what's really
exactly.
going on? Right. Well, tell us more about Concerned Veterans for America. What is the mission, and what have you got going on that's, pertinent to our veterans today?
So with Concerned Veterans for America, we're a grassroots organization, a nonprofit, and we advocate for veterans. We empower our veterans. We teach our veterans how to become advocates in the community. We are big on making sure that the VA is providing health care that our veterans earned and were promised. I don't know if you remember the scandal in Arizona in 2017,
I do.
where a lot of veterans were dying because they were not being treated. So my organization, along with others, were a big game changer with passing the VA Mission Act, which allows veterans to seek outside care provider through the choice program instead of having to drive or wait long days, weeks before being seen. They can choose to utilize the choice program and get outside care.
So they're not stuck in the paradigm of only being able to go to a VA doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
That's wonderful. Now, who helped? Was it the Trump organization administration that was in when they put in the Missions Act?
From what I
The
believe,
choice, because
yes.
I know there was other alternative choice medical bills passed that same year for the common people as well. So that maybe that goes hand in hand. What do you think?
I believe so, yes.
Yes. Well, that's wonderful, because if they're stuck and they can't drive, or they can't get there if it's too far away, or if there's too long of a wait, how many people do we need to lose before we realize that the system is broken?
Exactly.
And that's been going on for a long, long time. I remember for years trying to help different veteran friends of mine get help and get medical attention, get services, get even housing, or a lot of them have mental issues.
Yes.
And mental health care has been so thrown on by the wayside in our country, especially here in Nevada, and they just wanted all to hide the problem.
Yes.
And so a lot of our veterans really did not get service in that category, and nor did they get any help in many others. So do you think the Mission Act has changed a lot of that across the board?
It's definitely making sure that the VA is held accountable, and it is a law, therefore they must follow, and it's keeping everyone from the janitor to the leadership accountable for how they're treating our veterans, and making sure that our veterans are being seen in a timely manner.
Wonderful.
Yes, and
Wonderful. That's a big hand for that.
Thank you.
That's very big. That's very big. Well, I know that there's a Veterans Chamber of Commerce here. Our friend Lester.
I just attended the grand opening yesterday.
Oh,
that
how
was
was that?
fantastic.
Tell me, how do you think you guys are going to be working together? What will be the collaboration? That's my key word, right?
Yes.
What will be the collaboration between you and the Veterans Chamber of Commerce?
Well, I'm definitely planning on joining and being involved in the events and networking with the community. And I think it's just going to be a great collaboration to have here in town for all the veterans. Businesses,
veterans that own businesses will all network together and get to promote one another.
Yes,
That's what it's for, basically, really.
yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay, I hope I got a good understanding. So that's really cool. I was a master networker here for 12 years, and now being a master connector, this is the lifeblood of my heart. When I just love to see people working together to magnify what each other are doing. So the grand opening was yesterday. Where did they have the grand opening?
It was downtown at the WeWork facility downtown. It was fantastic.
Oh, fun. I know that Lester has programs. Basically, he wants to build the viability and the visibility of the businesses that are run by veterans, but also resources and services too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of resources and services should we highlight today?
Well, just the opportunities for being involved in the community. For example, we with Concerned Veterans for America, we will be having a CVA 101 where we will be teaching our members in the community, not just veterans, on how they can become activists and advocate for veterans' health care, and also to bring back our troops from Iraq, and just learn what Concerned Veterans is all about.
And is working with the legislators part of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Yes.
they'll be trained to talk to legislators?
Yes, we will benefit from many veterans that can tell their stories to legislators, their stories from deployments and how that has affected them, to their stories with VA healthcare and so much, so that our legislators can be well informed when they pass laws.
Wow. So what laws are you working on right now?
Right now we're working on the endless war, bringing
Endless
back
war.
our troops, and there's so many more to come. I'll definitely love to come back and give you more information once I.
Yes, and is there a kind of an idea when the CVA 101 will be?
Yes, so it was pushed back. It was supposed to be this Saturday, but because of someone being in contact with the virus, we pushed it back.
Someone got the flu, and so everybody else is scared. Oh, darn.
We pushed it back. In January 26th is the day we're thinking about, but I can't confirm just yet.
So keep posted, you guys. Anybody who's a veteran or an advocate for veterans or family members of veterans should be keeping an eye on the CVA website. It is what is the website?
The website is CV4, the number 4, a.org.
CV4, the number 4a.org, and you'll be able to keep in touch with and keep an eye out for when that class is going to run. And please consider volunteering and taking that training.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
it's
you.
a big deal. I've trained through Americans for Prosperity. I wear my Defend Freedom for Concerned Veterans. I've had this on over a year, maybe a year and a half. I wear this everywhere I go, every day, because I know that our veterans are the ones who fought for our freedoms.
Yes.
We wouldn't be who we are as a country without our soldiers. And to take good care of our soldiers is probably primary foundation of our country, is what I believe.
I agree.
So, and the accountability is a big deal, a big deal. So I'm glad that you guys are working on that.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, to preserve the freedoms and the prosperity of these families, what kinds of things do they end up learning through CVA?
Well, we do many events. Some of them are fun events where we do 4th of July events to get our veterans out of their home. That tends to be a hard holiday, as long as the Thanksgiving and Christmas tends to be hard. So we try to get them out of the house, be active, but also a lot of advocacy. A lot of phone banks sometimes we do to inform the public what's going on, because most people aren't aware. I know that me and you talked earlier, and you weren't aware that there's still troops in Iraq.
I don't think I really realized that we were still over there. No,
most people have not forgotten per se, but it's been so long.
Yeah.
That
who would think why we're still there? Yeah.
Exactly. So our goal is to bring back our troops and to preserve the freedoms that we have fought so hard to.
Right. Do you think that there's a way to foretell about how long it's going to take, how much longer, I should say, it's going to take to get out of Iraq?
Well, I would say the more we mobilize and the more we pressure both of our politicians, we can make this happen sooner than later. Now, an exact date I can't tell you.
Right.
However, I know that there's strength in numbers, and as a community, we can have our voices heard.
So if we were to tell everybody how to get their voices heard, and who should they call and get our troops out of Iraq? Who would they call? Is it
our politicians?
Is it like Rosen and Susie Lee, the Congress people? Or
definitely, you want to call your Congress members and let them know that you want your troops back home.
What about state senators? Do they have
Definitely.
a say? Do they help? Okay, so that's a way you can help today. In addition to going to the CV4A.org website and looking into training on how to become an advocate, another way you can help is to, like she said, put pressure on our legislators, put pressure on our representatives who are supposed to be serving us, we the people, and let them know on a regular basis. Send them an email this week, send a phone call next week, an email this week, and every week. Give them a message that you want to see our troops taken out of Iraq. So that's another way y'all can help. So we definitely need to get out of the endless war there. That makes so much sense. Another priority is strong national defense with prudent foreign policies. How do you think that's working out right now?
We're working on that. We're actually trying to work with making sure that war is not the first step, that it is only used as a last resource. It costs several of lives to go to war in money.
Right.
And with this pandemic and with everything that's going on, I don't believe we can afford to be at war any longer or start another new war. So we want to make sure that it is only used as a last minute resource.
Absolutely. And what's the best way for the VA to keep that the foreign policies protecting us as a country?
I'm not sure how involved the VA is with that aspect, but I know that the best way is to give Congress the power, not just the president, because if a president can send us to war, it's just a signature. But if we can have Congress have the power, then
That makes a lot of sense.
yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's supposed to be a vote anyway. We, the people, and the Senate, you know, the minorities as well. Both Congress and the House and the Senate, both. We need both. And then healthcare. How do you see healthcare's improved since the Mission Act?
Well,
What ways do you see?
veterans are now able to not have to drive more than 20 minutes to go see a doctor.
Right.
If they have to wait more than 20 days to get care at the VA, they have the VA choice where they can now, because of COVID, they started canceling appointments again, or the wait time has gone on longer. So it's still imperative that we make sure that by law they serve our veterans communities, but a lot of veterans are able to not have to drive. For
Right.
example,
So do you think a lot less deaths have happened?
since
Yes.
You know
Has
what?
the death rate gone down? I'm hoping.
I'm hoping, I can say yes or
It'd be
no.
great. It'd be good to look into.
Yes,
It'd be good to look into.
definitely.
I would love to be able to say, hey, less of our veterans are dying now.
Yes.
That would be phenomenal. That would be awesome. That would be great. So what's the biggest thing on your heart these days?
The biggest thing on my heart these days, that's a great question. Well, I guess it's definitely right now, just because it's been 20 years and I lost a brother in Iraq.
did.
And
Your blood brother?
not blood brother, but just
A soldier brother.
Yes,
Yeah,
a Marine
sometimes
brother.
that could be even closer.
Yes,
sometimes.
so it's time, I hate hearing that our troops are under harm's way after so long. And also, another big thing in my heart that weighs heavy is our veteran suicide rate.
Right.
Eh,
22 a
20
day.
to 22
Yeah.
a day.
I have the dog tag.
Yes.
It's very sad. Yeah.
And it's very scary to think that they made it through combat and they're dying in their country.
Right.
It should not be
That's
the
very
case.
sad. Very sad.
So we definitely need better mental health and ways to get our troops to seek treatment and therapy and healing, so that our numbers are 0 a day.
0 a day. That would be great.
Yes.
That would be great. And I know that there's different organizations that do different things to help get veterans out. And I know some friends of mine that have a bicycle company
Yes.
that they get bicycles for veterans, so to get them out of the house and to be getting physical activity and exercise and sunshine, and that really changes their mentalities, their perspectives, their mental states. And what other kind of programs are there like that? Do you know of?
Yes, we have thankfully in Las Vegas, there's a great veteran community program. I belong to a team called Merging Veterans and Players.
Merging veterans and players.
And they merge professionally athletes, most UFC fighters, or even football players, boxers, with veterans that have
Interesting.
served in combat. And we exercise together every Friday at our own pace. And
Wonderful. Where is that?
it's at
people
Extreme
join?
Couture.
Oh, at Randy's place.
Yes.
You know, Mindy Robinson that I told you made that documentary that I was telling you about? She's his girlfriend.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, Randy Couture's girlfriend, Mindy, is the one making that documentary I told you about.
Okay.
We'll talk about that another time. Wow. So Fridays, what time? Can any vets come down and join?
Actually,
Or they have to sign up?
they have to sign up. They can come in and walk in, but they do need their DD 214, and they need most of the requirement is a combat mission. So being
I want to
in
come
a
work out
combat
with you
zone.
guys.
You can definitely come as a guest.
I would love to come as a guest and work out with
Yes.
with players and veterans.
Yes, and
How
the
exciting.
best part is after our workout, we do a thing called a huddle. where we sit in a octagon and we share our experiences in accountability, whether it's good or bad. We have a group to confide in.
So they can share what they're going through, what's going on in their lives, if they need help.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. I am so excited about programs like that. So for what time on Fridays is that?
That's at 5:30.
5:30 at Randy Couture's
Yes.
gym.
And I will definitely connect you with Isaac and Bruno. They run the program. They're both former Marines like myself. And
how exciting.
Yes.
I love that. What other programs are there for veterans to get out and get busy? Do you know of?
Well, right now there's also, if you're a veteran entrepreneur, Bunker Labs.
Bunker Labs?
They're nationwide and they help veterans start their business, or if you already have your business going, how to better market it, how to better manage it. And it's also
business
a free
mentoring. Is it
Yes.
mentoring? Like business mentoring for veteran businesses. That's wonderful.
Yes.
What's that called again?
Bunker Labs.
Bunker Labs.
Yes, and they partner up with WeWork. And you can use the location while you're in the 6 months residency and program.
Oh my gosh.
So you can.
That's a big deal. That is a really
So if you're a
big
veteran
deal.
that just started a business, wants to start a business, I would highly recommend checking them out. I'm actually in the program myself. I was accepted.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
What kind of business are you starting?
I am a freelance photographer.
Oh, we're going to see her photography hopefully sometime soon. I would love to see that. We're going to take a break in just a minute. I'm your host, PJ Belanger. This is my guest, Jessica Vargas of Concerned Veterans of America. And come back with us in just a minute.
Okay.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the U.S. are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
Blowing through my city, well, you took me by.
Welcome back to Honeybees. We're so glad you've joined us today. We know that you could choose anywhere to be, anywhere to spend your time, and anyone else to listen to. So I'm very grateful and appreciative that you are hearing what we have to share with you today, because on Honeybees, we collaborate on empowering truths. And the empowering truth that we're talking about today with Jessica Vargas, she's of Concerned Veterans of America, is veterans issues, veteran organizations, veteran resources, veterans healthcare, and most importantly, the soldiers that we have in Iraq right now that we need to bring home, along with all of the equipment as well. And so, Jessica, we were talking earlier about the ways that they can that they can be helped in business, the ways to get them out of the house. What other resources can you think of that would be good for people to know about?
Well, there's a lot of veteran retreats out there.
Retreats.
Yes.
Getaways.
Yes.
Getaways. Oh, it's always good to get away.
Yes, and they're more than just a getaway. Most of them have an intention behind them. There's a group called Canyon Heroes.
Canyon Heroes.
And they provide free retreats inside the Grand Canyon. They take you on a 6-day expedition down the river, and you're with other combat veterans, and you're healing. through
Right.
nature, you're healing through community, and they get you out of the house because a lot of veterans tend to isolate themselves. This is a great way for other veterans to also know I'm not alone in this struggle. Like you mentioned earlier, mental health, post-traumatic stress, depression, bipolar disorder are some of the mental illnesses affecting our veterans. Now we also have veterans that are suffering from traumatic brain injury.
Right.
So a lot of veterans just are in a place where they feel like they're not the same. And that's really hard for them to
And they
cope
don't know
with.
how to function.
They don't know how to adapt to our society anymore.
Right.
And they feel alone and hopeless. So sometimes these veteran retreats is a great way for them to realize that they can have someone to talk to, someone to call. I know I've met some of my really good friends that I still keep in touch at these retreats.
Sure.
Where even when I have my own personal struggles with post-traumatic stress, I pick up the phone and I call someone that understands what
That's
I've been
wonderful. I know that PTSD is really hard to deal with. I have it for different issues. I wasn't in war, but my life's been a war, and people don't realize that it literally is not just not controlling the mind. It's literally the mind is in pain. It's called brain pain.
Yes.
It's literal brain pain. And when someone has brain pain and they're not knowing how to function and not knowing how to control their even like reactions to things, it's not because they're a bad person. It's because they literally have an illness. They have a cellular and biological thing going on in the brain that's can be very, very debilitating for a lot of people. Very debilitating. So I feel for them. I really do. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I know that there's other kinds of things like Sue Rebar has her organization, Welcome Home Troops.
Yes.
I heard you helped with the tailgate party.
I did. That was
Tell us
so
about a
much
tailgate party.
fun. So we did it last year for the NASA.
Yes. NASCAR.
NASCAR. Sorry.
No NASA, especially since they're hiding the.
No NASA.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No.
NASCAR's not what we used to think it was. NASCAR.
We were there, and it was such a fun, great event just to watch these cars go around the track, and just to, it's also open not just for the veteran, it's for their family, which is rare to find an organization that opens the door for not just a veteran.
Oh, right.
Sometimes they just don't have the funds.
Sure.
And Sue Rebar with Welcome Home Troops, she donates not just to veterans but also military families and brings them.
Right. It's so wonderful. I think she has got another event coming up March 6th.
I
around
believe
then.
so, yes.
Yeah, so keep your calendars posted for that and keep your ears open for that. I believe it's March 6th, but you'll want to check with welcomehometroops.org and Sue Rebar.
Yes.
So those events is the race, but also a tailgate party. So it's like a full day of fun and letting loose and connecting and the races.
Yes,
right?
last year we weren't able to do the tailgate due to COVID, of course.
The pandemic.
Yes, so we were not able to do that part, but we were able to go to the race cars. People brought their kids, and we still had a great time.
I drove back and forth to Phoenix this last weekend with a friend of mine. She's a little older than me, and a couple times she caught me going a little bit too fast. And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I have a lead foot." The Cameron brothers that opened the Daytona Raceway are my mom's great uncles.
Oh,
so I was like, I've got race car drivers in my blood.
There you go. How fun!
So,
well, you'll have to join this year for sure. You'll have to join.
I love to volunteer. Pretty my whole life is actually volunteering. Everything I do is pretty much volunteer anymore, which is a little out of balance. I need some income. So think about sponsoring my show, people. And please partner with me for empowering truth and sharing truth. But at any rate, I love volunteering, and I would love to come and just help love on people. I love to be the hostess with the mostest and make people feel welcome and, hospitality. Give them that heart of hospitality, because that's what really can break a lot of people out of mental cycles as well.
Yes.
Just feeling loved and cared about, and that they matter. they matter.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's a saying, I believe, in the Bible, too much who is given, much is expected. And I think volunteering is so healthy just because they say that even when you're at your worst depressive state, if you actually go and volunteer and do something for someone else,
Yes.
it helps.
Yes. I had a Bible teacher in college. I went to Bible college years ago. I'm a Bible scholar and I'm a chaplain. And you know what he taught us? He taught us to find yourself, lose yourself in helpless service to others.
I love that.
To find yourself, lose yourself in helpless service in service to help others. And that's kind of the way I've always lived my life is, no matter what hardships have come, I can always stand up and go help somebody and make an impact and feel like my life matters because I'm affecting somebody else. If I can't fix my own life right now because I'm waiting for this to happen or for that to happen, then I can still make something happen.
I love that.
Right?
I love that. Yes.
Yeah, so you can always make something happen. There's something you can do for everybody every day. Even my 10-year-old grandson, I tell him, look for ways to serve. Look for ways to help. Find ways to help.
Well, I know you volunteer for our organization several
Americans
times.
for
So
Prosperity and
please,
CVA, yes.
if you guys ever want to come and volunteers, we're always looking for volunteers to come to our office, help us with whatever we have going on.
Lots of phone calls to be made all
Yes.
the time. There's legislators that need to know things. There's phone calls that can be made there, but it's a lot of the common people that we're calling and getting them activated.
Yes, educated and
And
activated
educated and
so that they
activated, yes.
know what's going on in their community.
Right. Yeah, I love it. And then, I also volunteer through Hope for Prisoners. I mentor a young lady through that organization. And then I'm Adopt a Cop prayer warrior over a police officer. And so there's plenty of, and that's only like the tip of the iceberg of things that you can do in this community, whether it be for veterans, whether it be for children, whether it be for people who have done their time and they want to keep their lives right and do what's right, or whether it's for police officers, or there's so many organizations, groups of people that need help, that can be helped, that you can give some time to. Everybody has free time. Everybody has free time. How much time you spend watching TV that does you no good, that you could be doing something good for your life and someone else's?
It's funny that you mentioned time. That is what we like to tell our volunteers, is that one of the most valuable things they can give to us is their time.
Right.
Because it is.
Because our time, once it's gone, it's gone. So what you've given it to, what you get involved in, what you educate yourself in, what you spend your time doing, it is what makes up your whole life. It's your legacy.
Yes.
It's our legacy. What you leave behind when you pass away is what you spent your time on. It's not going to matter how much money you had. It's not going to matter, how many houses you had. It's going to be what people know of what you did with your life.
I agree.
Yeah, Mama, I told my grandkids are going to put on my tombstone, Nana knows.
Oh, I love that.
Nana knows everything.
That.
Nana knows.
I love that.
Yeah. So what is your favorite kind of cornerstone of the veterans organization you work with, and how it connects to the community?
My favorite cornerstone is being able to actually change the law.
That's a big deal.
Because there's so many organizations out there that are absolutely fantastic. They're helping the veterans. However, if you can't change laws and make stuff happen in the legislator world, it's very hard to move forward. So by us mobilizing. And also another thing that I would say is that we like to quote Frederick Douglass a lot. We will work with anyone to do good and no one to do bad.
Harm, yeah.
So we will work with any person that is there for the greater good.
Right.
And I believe, no matter what party you're part of, everybody has a father, an uncle, a brother, a son, a daughter, a mother, or
son-in-law.
Yes,
I
somebody.
have son-in-law that's in the Army now, and my best friend's son is a captain on a U.S. Air Force intel plane.
Yes. So everybody's connected to a veteran at this stage.
Yes.
And it's imperative that we honor them and thank them for their service by mobilizing and changing laws so that we do have 0 a day, so that they are being seen and given high quality health care
Right.
at a timely manner,
Right.
and also so that they can come home. I can't imagine that 20 years ago at 19 I was in
19
Iraq.
years old.
My son is 15. In 4 years,
He'll be able to go in the military. Do you want him to go in the military?
he actually wants to study aviation engineering at right now. And as of right now, he actually told me that he doesn't.
Good for him.
He wants to
It's
go
a
to
different
college.
it's a different environment now, don't
It
you
is.
think?
Oh, definitely. Me and his father both served in the Marine Corps
Mhm.
straight out of high school,
Mhm.
and I told him we made that sacrifice so that you can have more choices.
Right.
And but I always tell him, please be a philanthropist, help veteran organizations,
Yes.
give back.
Yes.
And he has. I mean, even till this day, he is one of my volunteers that comes
Yes.
to CVA,
Wonderful.
to Concerned Veterans for America, and
Yes.
helps.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. So aside from Americans for Prosperity that you're connected with, what would you say is the other strongest connection you have in the
Libre,
community?
we have Libre, which is part of Americans for Prosperity and Concerned Veterans for America. Another strong one, I would say MVP. We're very well connected. Sometimes we collaborate together.
MVP?
Yes,
Which one's that?
merging veterans and players.
Oh, MVP, merging veterans and players. Yes, that is a strong
Yes.
connection, and that seems like would have a big impact.
It definitely increases morale,
Mm-hmm.
and it also endorphins. I mean, every time we
Yes.
work out, we move our body, our brain gets that oxygen.
And for each person that might be locked away at home, they get to go connect with all these other people that each know at least 200 people that they don't know.
Yes.
So what kind of open doors could that be for them? We have no idea how much they could really be impacted by getting them out of their homes.
Yes. Oh, it's imperative. I mean, it's important. Isolation is probably one of the reasons why our veteran suicide
Yes.
is so high. So
They feel so alone.
we have a thing where we check up on each other.
That's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. I have a girlfriend, my dearest girlfriend, Randy. Her and I have been talking to Steve Sanson a couple times, finding out how we could be veteran angels. How we could just go visit and bring them cookies or gifts and just to check on them.
Yes.
Check and see that they're okay.
I love
You
that
know,
idea.
I
You know
really
what?
would love to put a volunteer organization together that just drop in
Yes.
and visit.
Yes.
You know?
I love that idea. I love that idea. We'll have to talk more about it.
Yes, and maybe take them to the park or let's go for a walk. Or,
Yes.
hike.
Hike.
Yeah. Yes, hiking
Yes.
is. I love hiking.
Me
Hiking
too.
is.
Me too.
It's not just physically exerting, but to look at the grandeur and the splendor of the creation and of our Creator is very heart connecting.
Oh, yes. It's very
heart-connecting.
grounding.
Yeah, grounding is a great word.
Yes.
Grounding is very important. It's how it keeps our bodies balanced. We're supposed to walk barefooted in grass every day, right? We're not, our poor kids locked away in a schoolroom when they should be out running around in the sunshine.
I actually did that in Israel. So I went to Israel with a veteran organization called Heroes to Heroes.
Heroes to Heroes.
They take combat veterans on a 10-day journey to Israel for healing.
Wow.
And every chance I wore sandals all the time so I could take them off. And I would take off my sandals and I would ground myself to the earth, to the
Yes,
Holy Land.
that's
I mean,
wonderful.
that's the land where 3 major religions
Yes.
were inspired by, and there is some very unique energy there and
Yes.
healing. So every
Divine.
opportunity I had, I would take off my sandals
So you
and
were
I
there
would
for 10
ground.
days?
I was with Heroes to Heroes.
Heroes to Heroes. When did you go?
I've been very fortunate. I went there 3 years ago and then 2 years ago.
So you've been twice.
I have. I went first
How
as a
exciting.
participant and then I was asked to go as a mentor and a coach.
Oh, sweet.
And it was just a very beautiful experiences both times.
How many people go?
They only choose out of so many people in the nation, they can only take 12.
12.
So
That's an interesting number.
It's-
Governmental perfection.
Well, it's also the 12 apostles.
12 apostles,
12
right.
is a very powerful
Yeah,
number.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. I love that. That's very, very interesting. So there's so many ways to get involved, so many ways to get veterans out and involved. I know that the new Veterans Chamber of Commerce that Lester started is all about connecting, promoting veteran businesses, but also about connecting
Veterans.
Do they have anything coming up that's going to be we should mention?
I don't know. I don't know if
I just wondered if
our
maybe
next
yesterday.
event. Actually, I do believe that the 31st they have an event coming up.
Interesting. Okay, so it's really good to get online and check with these websites for cv4a.org or for is it Southern Nevada Veterans, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Southern Nevada Veterans Chamber of Commerce, and see what's going on that you can get plugged into as a volunteer, or that you can help your family member who's a veteran get plugged into. What other than Heroes to Heroes and the Veterans and Players, Merging Veterans and Players. These are all ways. I don't see how they would not be able to stay busy.
Oh, there's
plenty of ways to
so
stay
many ways for veterans to find resources.
Get connected, get involved.
I encourage any veteran in the community or even nationwide, look up online, get connected with other veterans, because that's how you start finding out what's going on in your community. But there's a lot of great organizations.
Excuse me. Yes, it sounds like it. I'm so thrilled that we did this today, because I wondered what was going on in our community. What are we doing for our veterans? And I'm glad to hear that there's programs and organizations, and not just my friends with the bicycles.
No, there's so many.
Yes, I can't think of what their organization is called. Americans, the veterans.
Is
Do
it
you know?
Forgotten Not or
Forgotten Not? Yes,
It is
it
okay.
is.
I haven't done it yet, but I've been wanting
not
to
forgotten,
go.
Not forgotten. Yes, I'm so glad you have. Forgive me if they see this. They'll hopefully they'll understand. They're very sweet. I'm gonna probably see them next week. Actually, the first week of February, they're at an event that I'll probably be at. So, yeah, Not Forgotten is a really good one. Really good one. I think bicycle riding is a lot of fun.
Yes,
it's a
I
great way
agree.
to move the body. And
I haven't done it yet. I've been wanting to go to theirs. There's always something that pops up that
Right.
interferes, but I am going to go this year. That's on my
Sweet.
bucket list.
Great. And are you going to be at the NASCAR event in March as well?
I will.
You will. Okay. So if you want to see Jessica Vargas at these events, you can touch base with her and pick her brain and get some inspiration from her from these events. And so if you had one last thing to share with our veterans, what would it be?
I would say keep your faith, keep your head up, call someone if you're struggling, and get out of the house. My door is always open at CVA, so please come check out our local facility. We are located 2880 Meade Street near the Palace Station here in town, and reach out to someone. But you're not alone and you're not forgotten. You are important, and thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you for your service. We're so grateful for our veterans and for the soldiers that are still serving, especially this day and time.
Yes.
So I hope we can get them out of Iraq.
We will get them
I would
out
love
of
to be able to
Iraq.
set a goal and see it happen, a date, like,
Yes.
okay, it's going to be done by this date. But okay, so we're networking, where the veterans are running businesses, veterans are getting out and getting physical activity, they're able to choose their own doctors that are close by or not, that they don't have to wait to go see. A lot of exciting things.
Yes, very
A lot
much.
of exciting things. And the Heroes to Heroes is the 10-day excursion.
To Israel, and then we have Canyon Heroes,
And
who
then Canyon
takes
Heroes.
veterans to the Grand
Grand
Canyon,
Canyon.
river rafting.
That sounds so fun.
It's well,
You've done that one
honestly,
too?
Yes, I
Yes.
have.
More than once?
Just once.
Just
I want to go back again,
Yeah.
but hopefully, there's even going to be more and more out there for veterans.
Sure. And if you have an idea, if somebody out there has a canoeing business, or that, because right here we get under the dam, you can go canoeing on the Colorado River. Take some veterans out canoeing. If you have some sort of business that goes hiking, invite veterans and reach out to veterans and see if you can get them to join your missions and make your mission part of their mission, and make programs more visible and connected, that are really serving the veterans in the community. So NASCAR's coming up in March. We know that.
Yes.
We've got CVA 101, where you can learn to be an advocate, coming up soon, possibly the end of this month or into next month. Those are things you want to keep track of and make sure you look on the websites for. So I'm going to wrap up right now with Jessica and tell her how much I'm so grateful she came on today. It was a wonderful, wonderful talk. I gained so much excitement to know that there are so many things going on. And I know a lot of people that are watching did not know were going on. So, to take them hiking, to take them down to the Grand Canyon, to take them to Israel, to take any way that these different programs are helping our veterans and getting them out is beyond huge. So
it really is.
So find a way that you can help. Find a way that you can get involved. Find a way that you can connect, activate, or
let your politicians know.
Yes, get on the phones or
that
send an email.
We want our veterans to have quality, timely health care, and we want them back from war. In that we don't want to send them to war for just anything. Let your politicians know.
Yes, it's very important. And that's easy. It takes 2 seconds to make a phone call or write an email. It really is easy. I do a lot of it myself for a lot of the things, freedoms that we're fighting for these days myself. So I know that it's not hard. And so Jessica with Concerned Veterans for America was my guest today, and you all were welcome to connect with us, but I'm grateful that you did. So again, I'm your host, PJ Belanger. I can help you live younger by activating your stem cells. Lifewave.com/PJ Belanger. Let me know if I can help you with your health or with your longevity. And also want to give, of course, my beautiful director and producer a plug here, Maria Pureza of socialmediashows.com. Make sure you look up Honeybees on socialmediashows.com and share our videos, like our videos. If I didn't say anything wrong, hopefully I'm on YouTube. We're on YouTube as well when they don't take me down. And let me know how I can help you, how I can serve you in the community, or if you'd like to come on and discuss something, and please be sure to consider sponsoring and supporting and being a partner with Honeybees. So I'm so grateful to have all of you watching, and for now, ta-ta.